ओम नमः परमऋषिभ्यो नमः परमऋषिभ्यां हरिः ओम अंतरायतिमिरोपशान्तये शान्तपावनम् अचिन्त्यवैभवम् तन्नरं वपुषि कुञ्जरं मुखे मन्महे किमपितुन्दिलं महः गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। यस्यान्तन्नादिमध्यं न हि करचरणं नामगोत्रं न सूत्रं नो जातिर्नैव वर्णा न भवति पुरुषो नानपुंसं न च स्त्रीं नाकारं नो विकारं न हि जनिमरणं नास्ति पुण्यं न पापं तत्त्वं नो तत्त्वमेकं सहजसमरसं सद्गुरुं तं नमामि। सदाशिवसमारम्भां शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितपरब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानं वर्षिष्ठान्तेव सदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दरूपं स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वेदान्तार्थविभासकाय यतये शान्ताय सन्न्यासिने नानावादिनगेन्द्रसङ्घपवये योगीन्द्रवन्द्याय च मोहध्वान्तदिवाकराय भगवत्पादाभितां बिभ्रते तस्मै भाष्यकृते नमोऽस्तु सततं पूर्णाय बोधात्मने अपारसच्चित्सुखवारिराशेः यस्योर्मिमात्रं भुवनं समस्तं गुहाहितं तं रमणं गभीरं चिन्ताविहीनं हृदि चिन्तयामि। देहं मृण्मयवज्जडात्मकमहं बुद्धिर्न तस्यास्त्यतु नाहं तत्तदभावसुप्तिसमये सिद्धात्मसद्भावतः कोऽहं भावयुतः कुतो वरधिया दृष्ट्वात्मनिष्ठात्मनाम् सोऽहं स्फूर्तितया अरुणाचलशिवः पूर्णो विभाति स्वयं शोणप्रभं सोमकलावतंसं पाणिस्फुरत्पञ्जशरेक्षुचापं प्राणप्रियं नौमि पिनाकपाणेः कोणत्रयस्थं कुलदैवतं नहं नमामि यामिनीनाथलेखालङ्कृतकुन्तलां भवानीं भवसन्तापनिर्वापणसुधानदीं योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्नाम् अन्यांश हस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्। जन्माद्यस्य यतोऽन्वयादितरतश्च अर्थेष्वभिज्ञस्वराड् तेने ब्रह्महृदायादिकवये मुह्यन्ति यत्सूरयः तेजो वारिमृदां यथा विनिमयो यत्र त्रिसर्गो मृषां धाम्ना स्वेन सदा निरस्तकुहकं सत्यं परं धीमहि कस्मै येन विभासितो यमतुलो ज्ञानप्रदीपः पुरां तद्रूपेण च नारदाय मुनये कृष्णाय तद्रूपिणां योगीन्द्राय तदात्मनाथ भगवद्राताय कारुण्यतः तच्छुद्धं विमलं विशोकम् अमृतं सत्यं परं धीमहि धर्मः प्रोज्झितगैतवोऽत्र परमो निर्मत्सराणां सतां वेद्यं वास्तवमत्र वस्तु शिवतं तापत्रयोन्मूलनम् श्रीमद्भागवते महामुनिकृते किं वा परैः ईश्वरः सद्यो हृद्यवरुध्यतेऽत्र कृतिभिः शुश्रूषिभिस्तक्षणात् निगमकल्पतरोर्गलितं फलं शुकमुखादमृतद्रवसंयुतं पिबद भागवतं रसम् आलयं मुहुरहो रसिकाः भुवि भावुकाः यं प्रव्रजन्तमनुपेतमपेतकृत्यं द्वैपायनो विरहकातर आजुहाव पुत्रेदि तन्मयतया तरवोऽभिनेदुः तं सर्वभूतहृदयं मुनिम् आनतोऽस्मि यस्वानुभावमखिलश्रुतिसारमेकम् अध्यात्मदीपमतितितीर्षतां तमोन्धम् संसारिणां करुणयाः पुराणगुह्यं तं व्याससूनुमुपयामि गुरुं मुनीनां नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत् सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय विश्वोत्पत्त्यादिहेतवे तापत्रयविनाशाय श्रीकृष्णाय वयं नुमः योऽन्तः प्रविश्य मम वाचम् इमां प्रसुप्तां सञ्जीवयत्यखिलशक्तिधरस्वधाम्ना अन्यांशहस्तचरणश्रवणत्वगादीन् प्राणान्नमो भगवते पुरुषाय तुभ्यम्. Srimad Bhagavatam, the 11th Skandha, is our present topic for contemplation. As we were seeing, this is the essence of the entire Vedanta Shastra, essence of the entire Upanishads that is being revealed here. When Bhagavatam begins, in the very second chapter, the narrator Suta said, one can be virtuous, one can earn wealth, one can enjoy life, but one should never forget that the real purpose of life is realization of God. If you have performed all your duties correctly, people generally say, we need not do bhakti or jnanam or spirituality, we should perform our duty in the world. And very easily they will quote Krishna. That is what he has said in Bhagavad Gita. If you ask Krishna, he will say, I don't know that teaching. The purpose of all action is chitta shuddhi. The mind becomes pure. The mind becomes impure by constantly hankering for the result of action, karma phala. Hence, to purify you, Bhagavan revealed karma yoga. Karma yoga is actually bhakti yoga. It is not different from bhakti yoga, because you are offering the fruit of your action to whom? Simply doing some action without expecting result is not karma yoga. All the machines are doing that. In Sivananda Ashram press, the machines are working all the time printing books. They have never read any book. In the kitchen, the grinder is grinding rice. Today we all got idli, but not a single idli was given to the grinder. Can you say it is a karma yogi? Because it is not getting any result, it is not expecting any result. It is jada. So karma should become yoga. It can become yoga only when you offer the result at the feet of a divine presence. Whether it is Guru or whether it is Bhagavan, to some higher Shakti, it becomes your puja. Swakarmana tam abhyachya siddhim vindati manavaha. By worshipping the divine, by whatever action is given to you, by offering it, your mind becomes pure. That is what Shivanji Maharaj expected all those who came to him. If they were mature enough to constantly meditate, he himself sent them away. He sent them, go to some solitude, meditate. Don't work. I've heard Swamiji telling this, that you should wake up at 3 o'clock and do japa. And silently he will go to every room whether the aspirants are doing to watch. If they are doing japa, he will present them. If they need tea, he would have kept a cup of tea there. Or some hot water, he would have kept it there. He himself has done such things for sadhakas who are mature to completely engage in sadhana. And he knew that many are not qualified for that. So, if you can work. But offer that work, the result, to Bhagavan. By such offering, siddhim vindati means you will gain purity of the mind. When the mind is sufficiently pure, when the mind gains purity, the sign is naturally you will be attracted to meditation. Either in the form of bhakti or in the form of jnana or yoga. You will naturally, it is the sign of the pure mind that it will have some kind of intimacy with the divine. There will be a longing to attain the divine. That is the sure sign of purity. And the very beginning of Bhagavata says, Dharmasya hyapavargyasya nartho arthayopakalpate. People think if you do dharma, you will get lot of wealth. Many people come with bhakti. Maharaj, charana sparsh. What for? We will get so much money. Some people have that kind of faith. And Bhagavatam says, this is not for that. Na arthayopakalpate. Na arthasya dharmaikantasya kamo labhaya hismrita. You have lot of money, what for? Enjoy. Indulge. It is not for that. Use the wealth for the well-being of all. With the wealth, serve God in all the forms. You will gain purity of the mind. Kamasya nendriya pritir labho jiveta yavada. Desire is also needed. That it can help you to fulfill your basic necessities. Jivasya tattva jijnasa. When mind becomes pure, the sign is tattva jijnasa. This is the word that Bhagavatam uses. Tattva jijnasa. Tattva jijnasa means tattvam jnatum ichha. The longing, the desire to know tattvam. Tattvam means the knowledge of the self. The knowledge of the self. What is that tattvam? Vadanti tat tattvavidaha tattvam yad jnanam advayam brahmeti paramatmeti bhagavan iti shabdyate. Vadanti, they say, all the sages say that tattvam means jnanam advayam, that non-dual awareness is tattvam. That pure awareness, some sages call it as Bhagavan, devotees call it as Bhagavan, and the Upanishads address it as Brahman, Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, and some yogis they call it as Paramatma. Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti shabdyate. It is only Shabda. It is how the Vedas describe it. But essentially, it is your own inner divine experience. It is ever same in the waking state, dream state and deep sleep state. It remains changeless. Yat swapna jagara sushuptishu sad bahishcha dehendriyasu hridayani charanti yena sanjivitani tadavehi param narendra. The king is asking Navayogis, who is Narayana? He says, Sthityudbhava pralaya hetura heturasya, that which is the cause for creation, sustenance and destruction. And that which is within you, which makes the body alive, which enlivens the body. The mind is working, the senses are working. You are able to see through the eyes, hear through the ears. When you touch, you feel the sensation. A dead body will have nothing of these things. Something is alive within, and you think it is you. As I said that day, as Namadeva said, it is not me, it is you, O Vittala. Said it is not the I, it is Ishvara, it is Brahman. It is the Supreme Being within you as I experiencing, enlivening the body, the senses, the mind, the intellect. And it remains changeless in the waking state, the dream state, the deep sleep state. All the three states goes on changing. The waking state, the body is there. The mind is operating. I am there. The dream, the body is not there. Mind alone operates, I am there. And in the deep sleep, neither the body exists nor the mind exists. You have to ask, do I exist? Both way people will answer. Some people will say, no, I don't exist. Then if you ask them, are you dead? No. Then what is it? The I, the individual sense, was not there in the deep sleep, but existence, satta. That satta was there. And that satta was sukha satta. Satta chit sukham. That is why when you wake up, suppose you have to wake up in the early morning, 5 o'clock or 4 o'clock, you woke up by 2 o'clock, you find 2 more hours are there. You feel so much joy. Compared to this waking state, in deep sleep, there is nothing. You are not going to get anything there. You cannot see anything, you cannot touch anything, you cannot taste anything. Then why do you wish to sleep? And in fact, you are losing your individuality also. The I is also lost. It is almost like death. Still, everyone wish to go there. Because the Upanishad says, When the body is lost, the mind is lost, ego is lost, what exists is the Purna Vastu. That whole existence is underneath, it is there. It is the universal Atmanubhuti. Everyone is getting that state, but by sleeping nobody will realize the self. But sleep tells that everyone is same. The Upanishad says, Mata amata bhavati, pita pita bhavati, stenaha asteno bhavati, brunaha abrunaha bhavati. The Upanishad says, there is neither mother there, nor father, no deva, no Veda. Na mata, pita va, na deva, na Veda, na Veda, na yajna, na tirtham bruvanti. Sushuptau. In the deep sleep, nothing exists. Nirastadi shunyatmakatvad. You cannot say it is shunya. If you mean by shunya nothingness, in deep sleep, was it shunya? If it is nothingness, will you wish to go there? I want good sleep. After 8:45, people will start looking at the watch. Because we want to go to that nothingness. And that is not nothingness, that is fullness. That state is every day giving you an upadesha that you are not the body. Without body you exist. You are not the mind. Without mind you exist. You are not the ego I. Without ego I you are fully there. So why should you fear death? Why should you fear death? This is what is going to happen in death also. Why should you fear death? This is what happened to Ramana Maharshi. He just imitated death, meditated on death, and found that death does not touch me. Death removes the body, but I remain completely, fully unaffected by the absence or presence of body. And that is the Atma. And Bhagavatam says that is Krishna, that is Brahman, that is Shiva, that is everything. But I am not able to realize it because you are not able to meditate on it. Why I am not able to meditate on it? Why that samadhi state is not coming? Why my mind refuses to remain in that state? This is the question that a sadhaka has to ask. A great, mighty, austere person was Kavyakanta Ganapati Muni. He asked Bhagavan Ramana, what is tapas? He was himself a great tapasvi. Why should he ask what is tapas? It is not that he does not know what is tapas. He asked a very, very profound question, how to remain constantly in that state. That is the question. For sadhakas also it is the question. Whether I am working in the world, whether I am in the office, whether I am in the kitchen, how to remain in that profound state unaffected. You go on asking this question inside you. Just you can talk to Bhagavan, I should never forget you, I should all constantly remain. If you are doing japa, even that you can say, Bhagavan, the mantra should be always with me. The japa should be always with me. I should never forget you. Avismritihi Sridhara Padavatmayo. Bhagavatam says, the tapas is not forgetting the awareness, the divine awareness. Ever keeping that awareness aflame within. So constantly you go on struggling within to keep it alive, aflame in you, as long as you are awake. Sleep, you are not in control. But the moment you are awake, the moment you wake up from sleep, Shankaracharya has written, Pratasmarami hridhi samspurad atma tattvam Satchitsukam paramahamsa gatim turiyam yat swapna jagara sushuptim avaiti nityam tad brahma nishkalamaham nacha bhuta sangaha. In our sampradaya we say this shloka. When you wake up from sleep, the first thing, sit in the bed and just meditate. I am meditating on that Atma Tattvam, that self, that Atma, which is Satchit Sukham, pure awareness, bliss, peace, existence, and which is same in the waking, dream and deep sleep, the changeless truth, that am I. Meditate for some time, then only wake up from stand up from the bed. So this is the first thing that you do, constantly keep an awareness. In Ramakrishna Math, when I was about 15 years, in Kerala there used to be a satsanga in Ramakrishna Math there. There was a very sweet Swami, great devotee. He will be always in a kind of divine mood. So his talks will also be like that. Swami Niswanji Maharaj used to speak in Trishur, Ramakrishna Math. And one day, after a talk, one devotee went to him and asked, Swamiji, what is transcendental meditation? He asked Swamiji, I have a doubt, what is transcendental meditation? This is the question he asked. Swamiji said, I don't know. I know only dental meditation. He said, I don't know transcendental meditation, but I know dental meditation. What is Swamiji dental meditation? Last week I had severe toothache. And whatever may I try to do, I could not forget my tooth. Like that, if you have real pain that you are separated from God, if you feel the real pain, in unforgettable pain of the divine, then it is certain that whatever you may do, you will be constantly recollecting Him inside. Nobody need to tell you, constantly do Nama Japa. You will not leave Bhagavan Nama. You will not leave His sweet name from your mind. You will be constantly holding to it. So this is, he said, dental meditation. That example is was already given by Sri Ramakrishna. The same thing he used. It's not something new, but that kind of swabhava must be there. That kind of nature must be there to hold on Bhagavan Nama inside or Dhyana inside. So this is the way to attain that purity. When the mind becomes pure, Atma Tattvam shines forth. Yarhyabjanabha charane shanayoru bhaktya cheto malani vidhamet gunakarma jani tasmin vishuddha upalabhyata Atma Tattvam sakshad yatha maladrishoho savitru prakashaha. Here Bhagavatam says, Charane shanayoru bhaktya. You should have uru bhakti. It's not simply once you come to some temple or Rishikesh or Sivananda Swamiji's Samadhi, you have some feeling. After that it goes away. That kind of bhakti is no use. Uru bhakti means intense devotion. And it is like worldly attachment. Somebody is attached to his wife, his children, his family, his wealth, his name, fame. Like that, with all that collected, such intensity, you should have attachment to Bhagavan. If you have that kind of bhakti, cheto malani vidhamet, all the impurities in the mind will be cleansed. The impurities are born due to action, the result, the doership. And due to sattva-guna, rajoguna, tamoguna, everything creates impurity. All those impurities will be removed, and when the mind becomes pure, just as a clear eye can see sun the splendorous sun or the rising sun. Like that, the mind beholds the inner truth, the self. Amaladrishoho savitr prakasha. So these shlokas are from the beginning. I am just taking it to just speak about the general factors that influence our spiritual life. Now coming back to our present topic, that is Hamsa Upakyanam. Uddhava is asking Krishna about the Upadesha given by the Hamsa. And Bhagavan said, Uddhava, you can have that divine experience, samadhi, with open eyes. You need not even close your eyes. Whatever you see, you know that it is divine. It is Atma. And Bhagavatam calls it a divine armor, kavacham. Narayana kavacham. When we see some person, some attachment comes, we are hurting ourselves. Hinasti atmana atman. Some desire comes. When we see some object, desire arises in the mind. I am hurting myself. Attachment hurts us. Aversion also hurts. So neither attachment should happen nor aversion should happen. So close your eyes and sit. That is not possible. You have to involve in the world, do your dharma, but attachment or aversion should not be there. This is what Krishna also said in Gita. Ragadvesha viyuktaistu vishayani indriyehi charan. You have to go through your life, live your life, but no attachment, no aversion. The mind is prasada, prasanna. To get this prasada, every day some sweet is given, that is very easy. But real prasadam adhigacchati, Krishna says real prasada means the mind remains shanta, peaceful. So much thoughts are not there, neither is it asleep, dull. It is fresh, sattvika, and that is yoga sthiti, prasanna sthiti. A good meditator will get it. The more and more you meditate, continue your meditation, mind becomes prasanna, shanta, fresh. Prasadam adhigacchati. Even while you are working in the world, you are prasanna. I heard one devotee remark about an incident that a person went from Shivanji Maharaj to see Tapon Maharaj. And he told Swami Tapon Maharaj that the Uttarakashi here, Tapon Maharaj is staying alone. And he said, this place looks very pleasant, very peaceful. And you are also here alone. All these things, I also want to be here for some days. And Tapon Maharaj asked him, where are you coming from? He said, I am coming from Sivananda Ashram, from Shivanji Maharaj. Then Tapon Maharaj said, don't mistake Shivanji Maharaj as an ordinary person. He might be wearing a coat, he might be wearing sometimes pant also. He might be working day and night amidst people, but see how always prasanna he is, always happy, shanta. He is a great Mahapurusha. Never make the mistake of thinking that he is an ordinary sadhu. He is a true sadhu, a sthita prajna, who never gets affected by surroundings and is just karunam vistara, his compassion is expanding. So this is one saint speaking about another. So this is the goal that any person can aspire. You can live in your family, in your world, work in office, anywhere, but remain unaffected. Tasmad sarveshu kaleshu yoga yukto bhavarjuna. Krishna said, hence, O Arjuna, always, all the time, try to remain in the sthiti of a yogi. Even while you are fighting. If he can be a yogi while fighting, why not be a yogi while cooking? You can be in kitchen and be a yogi. There were many who were yogis who worked in the world. So live like that with open eyes. Know that only one divine essence exists. This is the Bhagavatam. The Chadushloki Bhagavatam says, Bhagavan, when he is giving this teaching to Brahma, he said, in the beginning I alone was. After the deluge also I alone will exist. Even while the creation is seen, know that I alone exist. This is Bhagavatam, pure Advaitic essence. Ahameva asameva agre nanyadyat sadasat param pasyadaham yatetaccha yovashishyeta sosmyaham. Always I alone exist. Nothing else exists other than me. Know this and then do your duty. With this knowledge, you live in the world that nothing exists other than the Atman. So when the mind is operating, what should I do? This is the question here. Suppose the mind have moods. Some pain comes. What should I do? In the ocean, waves arise. In the ocean, bubbles arise. But everything is water. Salila eko drashta advaito bhavati. Like that, in the inner self, in the Atman, whether it is pleasure, whether it is pain, anything that arises from the source is made with the same stuff. So it is also that consciousness. In the ocean of consciousness, waves are happening. Atmambodhe tarangaha. Know this. The moment you tell like this, the mind will become quiet. Because the moment you see oneness, when you see pain is there, you know that in the form of pain, it is the Atma Spurti. You recognize it as Atma Spurti. Now you don't want to remove the pain at all. Let me live with the pain. You accept the pain. Have you ever tried that? Kunti in Bhagavata says, let always pain come to me, because whenever pain comes, I call Krishna, Krishna. But whenever pleasure comes, I never think about Krishna. Vipadaha santunaha shashvat. Krishna, give me more and more events that will cause me pain. Tatra tatra, now and then, whenever I forget you, remind me, O Bhagavan. Give me a small slap so that I will wake up. And that pain takes me more near the divine than any pleasure. Bhavato darshanam yat syad apunar bhavadar. Sometimes in sadhana there is a secret. You are doing meditation, japa, dhyana. Sometimes some incident happens, intense pain comes. You will be praying to Bhagavan to remove it, but whatever you may do, it is not going. After some time you will understand, when your whole attention was in that pain, you forgot all entertainments, all going after pleasure. That period, you are protected from many spiritual faults. Sometimes to protect you, the Antaryami has to use, many weapons are there, one weapon is giving you some pain, so that you will be engaged with that pain. You will not fall. And that too, when the pain comes, truly tears will come. Real bhakti will come. Otherwise, whatever, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, all sleep. No real Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. No, nothing really comes. But when there is deep pain inside, when you call her Krishna, Krishna, it comes from the heart. There was one devotee in Kerala, Narayana Bhattatri, great scholar. He said, when he had a disease, he started worshipping the Lord. He said, these disease, these illnesses, they are my true friends because they reminded me Bhagavan. Otherwise I would have postponed my spiritual life incessantly. So sometimes all these forces, natural forces, are coming to you, visiting you to give you a push towards divine. All those things make you mature. Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi in his Aksharamana says, Arunachala, glance at me. He says, first, give me your glance. Then make me alert. Then whenever I forget, give me a hit. Thus make me mature. Then hold me in your hand. Then make me yours. Nokiye karuti meitakiye pakkuvam aki ni aandu arul arunachala. Thus you bestow your grace on me, awaken me spiritually, make me mature. When you hold on to Bhagavan, everything that happens in life becomes meaningful. When you have no hold on Bhagavan, neither pleasure has any meaning nor pain has any meaning. Everything becomes meaningless, utterly meaningless, nonsense. So the entire life is spiritual sadhana. There are mystics who say we are ready to take pain more than pleasure. They dare to do that. That is almost like a tapas. Dukkham yadyad anupraptam taporupena bhavayet. Na dukkham dukkhaya syad iti shruti matrigihi. This is one shloka written by Swami Tapovan Maharaj. When you have some dukkham, some pain, suffering, you consider it as tapas. That kind of intensity can never happen when you voluntarily do some japa or puja. That kind of deep innering will not happen by your spiritual activity. So take it as tapas, then you will understand the suffering or pain is not an accident. It was His pure grace that came to you in that form to purify you. Once your mind becomes pure, then you know that everything is divine. Even the pain is divine. Even the suffering is divine. Yoga Vasishta, there is an upakhyana which says Deva Puja Upakhyana. In that Deva Puja Upakhyana, Vasishta says, whatever experiences you have in life, with all that you worship the Atman. That means use everything as a stepping stone for samadhi. And pain comes, in the form of pain, you are experiencing samadhi. There is one incident spoken about by Swami Vivekananda. Once he was so much affected by the plague in Calcutta. Calcutta was fully rampant with plague. He was in Shir Bhavani in Kashmir. There he wrote a verse on Kali. And he felt so much painful, was wreathing with pain. Then one of his devotees who was with him, he said, Swami, you are a spiritual person. You have so much pain in an incident that is happening in the world. Then he said, you don't know, there is deep ecstasy in pain. How will you understand it? He said, there is deep ecstasy in pain. For a spiritual person, for a person who has touched the divine, everything becomes divinized. So here, When Bhagavan says, whatever you think through the mind, every thought is happening in the screen of consciousness. Some film, movie is happening. You go and touch, you cannot touch the hero or heroine. You can touch only the screen. Actually, only screen exists, but you see some event happening, some individual coming, some outburst of emotion. Everything is there in the screen, but you go and touch, you touch only the screen. Like that, here also, all are there. I am there. Some talk is happening, something happened. You go deep and explore, then you find that nobody exists, neither I exist, nor you exist, nor this talk is happening. It's like mirage in the desert, everything disappears, only pure consciousness will remain. Manasa yad grihyate, whatever is received through the mind, thought about through the mind. Bhagavan says, know that every thought, every emotion, every eye, sleep, whatever is happening, it is all Atman, 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 Atman. This is a special method. Swami Ramdas gave Ramnam Upadesha to his foremost disciple, Mataji Krishnabai. She did all kind of tapas, so much chanting of Ramanama and service, and started meditating. After a certain level of anubhuti, she could not go beyond it. It is there in her biography. She told Swami Ramdas, Papa, I am not able to go anywhere. Still the mind is working. Sometimes the meditation is there, but when I wake up, the mind still operates. Then Swami Ramdas said, first he gave a small sadhana. He said, whatever thought comes in your mind, tell me. And for that period, she started narrating every thought. Then next he said, now you know that only Rama exists. That every thought is Rama. Every emotion is Rama. Every desire is Rama. Anything that arises within you is Rama, Rama, Rama. The moment you touch that with the knowledge that it is Rama, its power to delude you, its power to make you act in the world will be gone. Nirviryatam eti. Shankaracharya says in his Bhashya, the moment you see it as Atman, it becomes nirviryam. The mind loses its power by Advaita Jnana. Then naturally the mind will reach the highest quietude, beatitude. Once Swamiji gave this Upadesha, she just transcended that state and merged in the being for some time. And later on also she said, my sadhana was everything is Rama, everything is Rama, everything is Rama. Even the dream is Ram, waking state is Ram. There is a song of Kabir also, Jagrati Rama, Swapani Rama. Tu karta, tu bhaya, mujhme rahi na hu. This is one of his dohe. Kabir says, Rama, you are everything. Thus saying, now I find there is no me inside me. There is no I inside me. Mujhme rahi na hu. So this is the sadhana which is prescribed here. Manasa, whatever comes through the mind, know that it is the Atman. Whatever comes through the words, know that it is the Atman. Once, Ekanath Maharaj was a great saint of Maharashtra. He lived in a very, very traditional place, Paitan, In those days it was called Pratishthanapura. And very, very scholarly people were there. Great Panditas were there. And naturally people became so jealous about him because so many are coming to see him. He was considered as a saint. So some or the other problem they will create. Somehow they will try to instigate him, make him angry, but he will not get angry, he will not get affected. He was a pure Advaiti. He will not get affected. One incident first I will tell, for the sake of story I will tell, because every story is a meditation. One person, a Muslim who was working there, he wanted some money. So he went to a villager and asked him for a loan. At that time, collectively some 5 or 6 people were sitting there. They said, we will give you money, but you have to do one thing. Ekanath will be going to the Godavari for Snana. And while coming from Godavari river, you should fill your mouth with betel leaves, pan, and spit on his face. He said, okay, if I will get money, I will do it. Yeah, he was in such a state. So with all his mouth filled with pan, he was standing on the way where Ekanath Maharaj was walking back, and he spat on his face. There was no reaction from that noble master. He just went back, took another dip, cleaned his face, had his japa, came back. This person was waiting there. The villagers, they had arranged, told him that he will not easily relent, so you should carry lot of betel leaves, lot of palm. So second time he came, then also he spat on his face, then also he went back, had with the same state of mind, came back. Thus it was continued thrice, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. One story goes that he spat on his face for 27 times. And all the 27 times, Ekanath Swami, without any anger, without any disturbance, all calm, went and took bath, again did some japa and came back. At last this Muslim felt very bad. He fell at Ekanath Maharaj's feet and said, Swami, it is not my flaw. I know aap fakir hai. You are a great saint. I have done something sinful. These people in your own village, they have made me do this. But I am really wondering how you are able to keep so much calmness. Then Ekanath Maharaj said, dear, there is nothing great in it. If I become angry, my mind will become dirty. It cannot be cleaned by going and taking dip in Godavari. The pan that you threw on my face, it will easily get cleansed. I have to just go there and take a dip, it will be washed clean. But if my mind becomes unclean, I cannot clean by snana. So, I never, and not only that, because of you, I got 27 snana today. And every time I had some little japa, some dhyana, it was a great blessing that you give me. And not only that, Ekanath Maharaj gave some money to him, helped him and sent him away. So this is one story. And our main theme is sound, language. We give so much importance to language. Somebody says something, we understand the meaning of it and get affected. So they arranged another person to speak ill about Eknath Maharaj. He went to Eknath Maharaj's house and started screaming aloud many things, abusive words. After 1 hour, Maharaj, finishing his puja, came out with a vessel full of milk. And he said, for so many hours, you were chanting Bhagavan Nama. You will be feeling thirsty. Every shabda arises from the heart. Parapashyanti madhyama vaikari. So every shabda is Bhagavan Nama. Every shabda is arising from Bhagavan only. So you are producing shabda in front of my house. You blessed me with those shabda. So now please have this milk. This is one story. So this is the practical application of these things. I am not claiming that we can easily do these things. But these stories can inspire us, and there will be certainly an impact on our sadhana. This duality, that Advaita Jnana will not that easily come. That is why Dattatreya says the greatest sign of Ishvara Anugraha is Advaita Jnana. Ishvara Anugrahadeva Pumsam Advaita Vasana Mahadbhaya Paritranam Vipranam Upajayate. All the fear will be removed once the Advaita Jnana comes. Here, as Hamsopakyana Bhagavan says, every thought that arises in the mind, every word, every news, information that hear, nothing should disturb you. Things will be happening, but we have to constantly ask, how can I remain undisturbed? How can I remain undisturbed by not giving any meaning to anything that is happening in the world? Through all the senses, things are going inside. Sometimes, some yogis, by this power of Advaita, they can digest any food. In Tiruvannamalai, there is an ashram. They provide food for all sadhus. They were one of the foremost people who started doing this. And about 25 years back, that Swamiji only told me this story. We were giving food to sadhus. One very hefty sadhu, some yogi, he came to ashram. And we gave him one serving of sambar sadam. And he said, enough, no more. The Swami felt that is very little because his body is so strong. He needs more food. He said, no Swamiji, you should take more food. This less is not enough for you. Started putting. Then that Swami looked at him. Okay, bring. He said. That day, he ate about 60 people's food. All that cooked for everyone in the ashram was completely finished. All food was finished. And at last the Swamiji, the head of the ashram, had to go to that sadhu and said, Maharaj, please stand up. I did something wrong with you. Then that sadhu said, a sadhu knows how much to eat. You should not compel. From this you understand. Then he went away. So whatever goes inside, you see even the food as Narayana, then that food should certainly be wholesome to you. But that is also a vidya which we should become siddhas there. We should know that the food is, it's an idea that is given here. You meditate on that idea, Agastya had that power. That is why in Ramayana that story is there. There were two asuras. One was Vatapi and the another Ilvala. These people will these asuras will invite the sages for food. And when some sages come, this vatabi will become some food item. This Ilvala will cook vatabi and feed the sages. They will eat. After they have finished their food, Ilvala will call vatabi, vatabi. And he will break their stomach, tear their stomach and come out. Some virus, something like that perhaps. But when Agastya went there, sage Agastya, because all the sages said they have killed so many sages like this. So Agastya said, I will go and have some food. So he went there and with kapata bhakti, deceptive bhakti, they worshipped sage Agastya and said, we will give you food. He said, yes. And naturally vatabi became some food item. He was cooked and they served the food to Agastya. Agastya ate and then touched his tummy and said, vatabi jirno bhava. Said, vatabi become digest. You become digested. And then after that Ilvala is calling vatabi, vatabi. Vatabi is not coming. Vatabi will come tomorrow morning. Now he will not come like that. It's all over. How he was able to digest it? Because he knew that everything is made of that one divine stuff. He had the vision, the direct samadhi experience that food is also Atman, food is also Brahman. Then food was perfectly digested. So too, you see something through the eyes. Sometimes, your mind will get affected by seeing something. There also, it is all Brahman, it is all Atman. Nothing affects you. Every senses, through all the senses, you have the experience of the divine. Ahameva namattonya didi buddhyadvamanjasa. By tattva vichara, by knowing that advaita jnana, non-dual truth, have the firm conviction that through all the senses, God alone is received. And in the mind also, as emotion, thought, everything, God alone is. When one becomes stabilized in this knowledge of unity, awareness, oneness, then there will be experience of that nirvikalpa samadhi. The samadhi where there is no two, no duality. That samadhi one gets established. Then one knows that in all states Atman alone exists. Yo jagare bahiranukshana dharminorthan bhungte samasta karanaihi hirditat sadrikshan. In waking state, he is seeing so many padarthas, things. In dream also, in the same way he is having experiences. And swapane sushupta upasamharate sayekaha. In the deep sleep, all this is withdrawn. In all the three states, there is a anvaya, something which is changeless. Smriti anvaya, triguna vritti drigindriyesha. The changeless principle is Narayana. Thus, knowing that what exists within is the Atman, evam nishidarthaha. All this is one Atman alone. Thus, coming to the conclusion, Anumana Sadukti Tikshna Jnanasina, with the sword of discrimination, remove ignorance, remove the ego and abide in the self. And what you see as duality is like the firebrand. In olden days, people used to walk in the paddy fields in the night with firebrand. And if you circulate the firebrand like this, it will look like a wheel of fire. But there is only one firebrand. Like that, one light, one fire is has taken all these names and forms, as man, as woman, as tree, as sky, as earth, as everything that one non-dual Atman alone exists. Thus knowing Vijnanam Eka Murudeva Vibhati. That one Vijnana appears as many. Know this, then there will be no Vikalpa. Then withdraw your attention from the world. Tushnim Bhaved, become quiet, Shanta, Nishala within you. Nija Sukhanubhavo, abiding in your own real nature. Nirihaha, no desire. Once in a while, even if the mind acts in the world. Sandrishyate kvacha. Yadidam avastu buddhya tyaktam. You know that it is all not unreal, then you will no more get affected. Daivadapedamuta daivavashad deham cha nashwaram avasthitam utthitam va siddho na pashyati yatodhyagamat swarupam daivadapedamuta daivavashadupedam vaso yatha parikritam madiramadandha. This shloka Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi has translated to Tamil in his Ulladinarpada Anubandham. Very interesting shloka. A jivanmukta is living in the world not affected by the body. After realization also, the body will stand, live for some more days, work in the world, and one day it will fall. But whether it is there, whether it is living, whether it is experiencing worldly things, or whether it dies, nothing affects. He is like the infinite space. And for that an example is given. In villages, of course everywhere you can see that now, but it looks little different now. People who are drunkards, now they are very safe because they are wearing pants. In former days, they will wear dhoti only. So, in villages, it is a common scene that these people will go for work with a dhoti, evening come without dhoti. Because he will be full. In that inundation, the dhoti would have fallen somewhere. He will not be even knowing that the dhoti is not there. Like that he will come to house. This is the example that Bhagavatam gives. Madira madandaha, like the intoxicated person, unaware whether his cloth, whether his vasana is there or not. Like that, a jivanmukta is not aware whether his body is there or not. Dehopi daiva vashakah kalu karma yavat swarambhagam prati samikshada eva sasuhu tam saprapancham adhirudha samadhi yogaha swapnam punarna bhajate pratibuddhavastuhu. The jivanmukta is a pratibuddha, he is the awakened one. By his awakening to the light of divine, he is no more attached to the body or the mind. He remains absolutely touchless, asparsha yogi. Thus, describing the state of Jivanmukta, Bhagavan says, this is the teaching that I gave to Sanaka, Sanandana, Sanatana and Sanat Kumara. Iti me chinna sandehaha munayas sanakadayah sabhajayitva paraya bhaktya granata samstavaihi. They all worshipped that Hamsa Rupa Bhagavan. Tairaham pujitas samyak samstudah paramarshibhi pratyayaya swakam dhama pashyatah parameshtinah. When Brahma is watching, all the Siddhas, they disappeared, and Bhagavan also disappeared as the Hamsa Rupa. So this is the Hamsopakyana. When Vedanta is spoken, some Purva Pitika is necessary. it happened like this, somewhere it happened. So that you will have some interest, some masala there. So here Bhagavan gives some story, something is adding, so that the knowledge of the self becomes, it seeps inside very lightly. So this, anyhow, you have to take the essence. You are all listening now. It would have gone inside. You might be remembering or forgetting, but one day certainly it will work. In your spiritual sadhana, a time will come when this message that you have received, somewhere it will be stored. If it is not time to mature now, it will mature at the right moment. Then it will come up and give darshan to you. Then you will experience its profundity and it will bless you. So till then we will wait. Whether it is now or whether it is long after, does not matter. Now we got satsanga, and satsanga itself is Bhagavan. Shravana itself is Bhagavan. Narayaniyam Bhattadri says, during listening, we are drinking Bhagavan through our ears. Netraihi shrotraischa pitva paramarasa sukham bodhi pure rameran. So this is Bhagavatam. We will continue tomorrow. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Yato mamatma bhavasi tvameva tato navachyam mama kinchitasti yatha taveshtam kurumam tathaiva tvam atmanatham ramanam bhajami.